Today's episode of the Just Keep Swimming podcast is brought to you by Audible. Audible is an online audiobook and podcast service offering over 10,000 books and the ability to listen to your favorite podcasts, including the Just Keep Swimming podcast. I personally use Audible all the time and suggest you take a listen to Intentional Living by John C. Maxwell. In this book, Mr. Maxwell shares a story on how he was able to live a noble and purposeful life and gives you tips and tricks so you can do the same. So please start your 30-day free trial now at www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast, all lowercase. Again, that is www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast. And if you have any more questions or concerns for the Just Keep Swimming podcast, you're always welcome to reach out to us on Facebook or on Instagram at Just Keep Swimming _podcast, or you can email us at jkspodcast702@gmail.com. And with that out the way, let's dive into it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your friend, your boy, your host, Mr. Adrian Jackson, and we back at it again with another great episode for you, and you already know who's with me. It's the man, the myth, the legend. It's Mr. 1-3, dropping hot beats for the city as always, so please make sure you guys check out his latest projects. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm actually recording this after the Super Bowl. After watching the Super Bowl, a lot of thoughts came to my mind, and I think the main thing that came to my mind, which I kind of want to title this episode, is going to be Hold the Negativity. So, Bad Bunny performed for the Super Bowl performance. I personally thought it was an amazing performance. Yes, I didn't understand everything that he said because, I don't speak Spanish that well. Yes, I know a few of his songs, but a lot of the stuff was new to me. But it was an amazing performance. I love the culture they had, the love they had going on in there. I love all the artists that came out to support him, and they didn't even perform. They just danced in the background, and it was just so much love in the air that I really enjoyed it. But then what happened was, as I'm waiting for the third quarter to start, I kind of scrolled through Facebook a little bit, and it blew my mind to see how many people did not like the halftime show, how many people were disgusted or were upset because they didn't have subtitles or they could understand what he was saying or whatever the case may be. And I'm sitting here like, why are you really mad for? Like, at the end of the day, we knew that Bad Bunny was going to perform the halftime show almost 6 to 7 months ago. We knew before the season started, we knew he was going to perform the halftime show. We know that he performed most of his music in Spanish. We know that he's not made for all cultures in the world, but that wasn't just the halftime show. The halftime show is out there to give stars the opportunity to really shine and really just connect the world in a different way. And I think he did that beautifully, but it just really blew my mind at how many people just felt like they had to come out and say something negative about it, and I'm just getting to this point where it's like, why do we feel like we have to always speak on every single negative thought that we have? Like, why can't we just learn to hold it in and not always have to vocalize everything that we feel is negative, Like, one thing that blew my mind about the Super Bowl was, again, we knew Bad Bunny was going to perform a long time ago, and then out of nowhere, they do a second Super Bowl on a whole different channel for everybody who doesn't want to watch Bad Bunny perform because they don't like to hear Spanish music, And I'm sitting here like, really? Like, are we really that negative in the world that we don't have the mindset, the heart to really even sit back and learn something new, listen to something new, experience a different culture? Like, we always want to travel. Americans travel more than anybody in the world, and we always want to go all these other countries, but when they bring that culture to us, we all of a sudden we get headaches and we don't want to be a part of it, and we don't want to hear that. We want to hear something, something we're used to. And I'm like, Why can't we learn to mix it up? Why does everybody feel like they have to come out and really speak on how they feel on the negative thoughts in the world? Like, yes, there's negativity going on all over the place. And I understand that, sometimes you have to, share how you feel. But to go on social media just to say, oh, that Super Bowl performance sucked, I couldn't understand nothing he said. It's like, one, you're not the only one who can understand what he said. I'm sure half the people watching didn't understand nothing he said, but what makes you feel like you have the power to go on here and just say, oh, this sucked because I couldn't understand it? Like, no, bro, hold that into yourself. That is not a issue that you need to share with the world. That is something you could have kept to yourself, and it just blows my mind how many people feel like in order to get attention or to feel love or to feel some type of validation, they have to share negative thoughts, negative feelings, negative attitudes all the time. They always have to share something depressing, share something, that's going to get people to be riled up and respond, like, why can't you simply just go on there and say, yes, I couldn't understand what he was saying, but the show was great and I felt the passion. Like, that could have been, you could have got the same message across in a positive manner without you being an a-hole and trying to throw everything under the bus and be like, it was trash, it was sorry, I hated it. Everybody else should feel the same way. Because a lot of people don't feel your same way, A lot of people feel love. They felt the message he was trying to get across. Like, my mindset is language is a small barrier to get across emotions, feeling love. Love is a language barrier. And if you didn't feel the love throughout that show, it's kind of mind-blowing to me. And it shows me that you kind of just look for negativity. You want to be mad at something. You just want to always rile stuff up. And people like you, I think you guys need to leave the earth because you are doing us no good. Yes, you might say you don't like the president, but you're doing the same exact thing that he does, So it's like, what really makes you different? Because you're just as negative. You're just as racist. You're just as mean as he is. The only thing that's different is he has the power and everybody sees it. And you feel like, well, in order for me to see it, I have to put it on social media. Like, no, you do not have to share that. You can keep your negative thoughts to yourself. Keep that on that side. You don't have to keep bringing this stuff into the conversation. Like, one story that I love when I'm talking about this was about with Joel Osteen. He was talking about how he had two people to help him get the church that they had. And one person he had, this dude was real holy. He went to church all the time. He was a real good follower of Christ, But Joel Osteen didn't pick this dude. Why? Because this dude had no faith in what he was trying to do. This dude was like, well, the city will never give this to a church. I don't know why you guys are even trying. A church shouldn't go for this stuff. And he was like, okay, I appreciate your opinion, but I'm not going to work with you, because you're negative. You're bringing us down. You're sending all this negative energy, and we don't need this in the world. So then he ended up choosing the second guy. Now, the second guy was somebody who didn't go to church. He smoked, he drank, he cursed, he was, what they consider an unholy person. But at the same time, when Joel brought up the idea to him, the dude was like, you know what, let's make it happen. We're gonna make this work, And yes, the guy probably had the same thoughts in the back of his mind of like, I don't know how the church is gonna get the Compact Center, but at the same time, he didn't share that. Yes, he was probably a little negative. He probably shared it somewhere else in private, but at the end of the day, he didn't share that out in the public, and he kept it to himself. And you know what, he just did the work to be done to make the thing that he needed to happen. And it's like, you sharing your negative opinion is going to make people look at you a different way. It's going to turn a side eye on you. And then on top of that, it's going to make people not want to work with you. And all it's going to do is make you look like a negative Nancy, Like, throughout the days, I have a lot of negative thoughts, but I don't share them all throughout the day, every single moment on how I feel, because that does nothing for me but bring me down and keep me in this negative mode. Like, I'm sitting here thinking about all the people that, complain about the halftime show, and the game has been over it's 10 p.m. as I'm recording this right now. So the game's been over about 4-5 hours, and people are probably still mad about the halftime show because they felt like it was a waste of time or something. And it's like, shut up, just stop talking. We don't need to hear you. We don't need people like you in our life. You need to step out, So, yeah, it was kind of just a message of me ranting right now because my mind is just really blown on how much negativity this world is in. And it's like we keep throwing fuel to the fire, we keep throwing, gasoline on top of this fire that we need to put out. We want to put it out, but we keep feeding it and feeding it and feeding it. And it's like the fire is never going to go out unless you put water on it. You put that love on it, But we keep feeding hate in all these little bitty ways, and all it's going to do is keep driving us crazy and keep us in this crazy whirlwind of just negativity around this world, In order to break that, we really have to just focus on love. Like one of my favorite Muhammad Ali quotes is, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that." And I think that was like what was so beautiful about Bad Bunny's performance. Like, he knew that there was going to be another Super Bowl performance there at the same time. He knew that a lot of people, Americans on top of that, didn't want to see him perform and hear his music. He knew that there was a lot of negative energy surrounding him and what was about to happen. But at the same time, he still went out there and performed, focused on love, you know what I'm saying? He focused on a marriage, he focused on family, focused on culture, and he just focused on spreading love with the people around him and just celebrating love and life. Like, yes, he's an American too. And at the end of the day, he just wants to be loved like everybody else. And that's all he's doing is sharing the idea of love, and the idea that you can't see the love he's trying to share. All you can do is focus on hate. This shows that you have something way dark in your body that you need to get cleansed. You need to go see an exorcist or something, because that is wild that you're just still that evil. And that's all you can see. Like, it was a beautiful performance. Even if you can understand nothing he said, the performance was beautiful. But now you're like, well, it sucked because I couldn't understand him. Boy, shut up. Stop talking. You don't need to be listening to music no more. Like, this man has been out for years on years, blowing up, continue to break records, and you're still upset you can't understand him. You need to start learning Spanish then. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was my ramble for this evening. I hope it made sense to you guys. I hope it resonated. I hope some of you guys felt what I'm saying and understand where I'm coming from. I'm just tired of just all the negativity all the time, and I just want to really just focus on loving each other, loving your neighbor, loving the stranger that you never met, but just because they're another human being or an animal or a plant, we can love them. We can always send love into this world. But with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great day, a marvelous afternoon, and a splendid evening. And remember to just keep swimming.